Well, it's over. Certainly not what you want. Not the way I wanted this season to end. Not the way anyone wanted this season to end. It's frustrating. I'm here in the Boomer and Geo studio at WFAN. Just watched the end of that Knicks game. Frustrating, sad, sure, but it's tough. It's tough to do these right now, um, right after a game like that, when you have the whole emotion from that game and from the whole season kind of like pouring out. But at the same time, you're kind of appreciative almost of what that season was and how fun that was. So, now's the toughest time when it's just raw, immediate emotional reaction to everything that just happened to record. But it's also why I wanted to record now. So I wrote down a couple of things just to, I don't know, try and organize my thoughts. At the end of the day, by the way, I didn't realize this till this morning. This is the first Knicks game seven of my lifetime. So forget about any round of the playoffs. They've never played a game seven in my life. So just appreciating that. That's how I felt earlier today. Like, appreciate the feelings I was having, appreciate the angst and the emotions that I was feeling because that's rare. We don't get that a lot as Knicks fans. So it started with that. And again, by the way, Rami Levy podcast, like, subscribe, share it. Yeah, wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Buy the hats. Link is in the description, hugahouse.com. Use the code Rami, Rami, and you'll get 15% off your order. Um, and then look, it just at the end of the day, it's just sad that such a fun season ended this way because that's what it was. It was a fun season, and they just ran out at the end. There was just it was too much to overcome, and there's no excuses. That's not an excuse. They could have won the series if they won game three. If they pulled out game three, they could have won the series then. They could have had this series won even in this game. They gave up a ton of points. They were down early, like when Jalen was still playing. So, you know, ultimately, there's no excuse. They had every chance. Tom Thibodeau always said it. We had enough. We have enough. And God, I love the guys who kept fighting because they fought like it. They fought like no matter what, this team has enough. That no matter who's out there, no matter who's hurt, no matter who's healthy, whatever's here is enough. And that is like, I mean, that's all I can ask for from this team. That is the most just, I love that. I love to see that from a team that no matter what, they felt like they can get it done. They felt like they had a chance, no matter how bad or ugly or whatever it got. Um, Look, at the end of the day, the Jalen injury was just the nail in the coffin. Like the Jalen Brunson injury almost signified the end, but it ended before that. The season, I thought they could still pull out this game without Jalen and whatever, get crushed by Boston. Jalen obviously broke his hand in the third quarter of this game. But when you saw the look on Rick Brunson's face, just his burying his head in his hands, you knew it was over. And the team still fought despite it. Like they still fought. Like they're all warriors. Even OGU came in to play 2 minutes, right? Came in, shot a three, shot another long corner two, and that was it. He couldn't move out there. Josh Hart came back in the game, ultimately fouling out. He clearly didn't have it. He clearly wasn't himself, and he kept fighting. Burks kept fighting. uh DiVincenzo, what he did in this game, the 9 3-pointers, every single one of these guys kept fighting. They refused to quit at the end. Even when Jalen was done at the end, I was like, all right, pack it in. No, they cut it to like 14 or 12 again with like 3 minutes to go. It's just, they never stopped. And the standing ovation from the crowd at the end, that's why, because this team never quit. This team showed you why you love sports, why you love this team. I'll always love this team, no matter what. As frustrating as today is, I watching the game, I was extremely frustrated in the moment. And then as the game was winding down, ending, I wasn't even frustrated anymore. I was like sad that it's over because I'm gonna miss watching these games every night. But I, I'm like, all you can ask for, it's entertainment. All you can ask for from your sports team is to give you everything they have and to fight till the very end. And this team did that. Like, if they went to game seven in this round or game seven of the finals, I feel like I got everything out of them. There was nothing more they could have given me. And that's all I could ever ask for. I always say, like, losing game seven of the finals at the end of the day as a fan is pretty much just the same as winning game seven of the finals because you got entertainment till the end of the very last game of that season. So you went as far as you possibly could go. You don't have the parade in the end and all that. It doesn't feel great, sure. But at the end of the day, the entertainment, you got everything they could have possibly given you. That's how I feel about this Knicks team. They gave us everything. And it was the whole team. And I maintain, by the way, that Jalen Brunson in this playoff run is one of the greatest playoff runs in New York sports that I've seen in my lifetime. The way he went out, fighting till the very end, till he literally broke his hand, pushed himself to past all limits. It took an actual broken hand to get him out. And what he did in the series against Philly, what he did early in this series with the 40-point games, what he did in game five, the most magical special run I've seen, and that includes the Eli Manning runs. I get it, I'm not a Giant fan, but everything he's done short of a championship, and even more than some of the championship runs we've seen, it was just the most special run we've seen from a New York athlete. And by the way, Tyrese Halliburton, you're still soft. You're clapping and excited that you won the game at the end. You're still soft. You were carried by your team. Yeah, you hit some big shots. You didn't make the most meaningful plays in this game. TJ McConnell made the most meaningful plays. Pascal Siakam made the most meaningful plays. I respect those guys. Still, the softness of Tyrese Halliburton is the exact same as it always was. So that's that. Thanks, Tyrese. Thanks for coming. Acting all tough when you're winning, when everyone else around you is getting the job done. He's the same as Jason Tatum. I can't wait to see the battle of the soft teams in the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, these are the two softest. They're talented, sure. Still the two softest teams in the Eastern Conference Finals ever, in my opinion. Somebody tweeted this out. The Knicks season ended, like the game with the season on the line, when they're trying to desperately cut into that lead early in the fourth quarter. They have Deuce McBride, Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, Alec Burks, and Precious Achiuwa. I mean, Achiuwa wasn't even on the team, and Burks weren't even on the team earlier this season, while Hart, DiVincenzo, and McBride were all bench players when the season started. DiVincenzo wasn't even a rotation player till the last couple weeks of the season. I mean, they literally went as far as they could go. And look, only one team wins it every year. I get it. So if you're a sports fan, as frustrating as it is, this year wasn't the year that the Knicks were the team that ends up with it at the end. There's only one team that does, and this year wasn't the Knicks. And it sucks. I mean, watching the standing ovation for Josh Hart, watching the standing ovation for DiVincenzo, they deserved it. They earned it. And the Tibbs, by the way, when there was like a minute and a half left, was still yelling at the refs. That was funny also. I love that. I thought JJ Redick said it really well. I'll just read that real quick. He said the entire team deserves a standing ovation. Just a phenomenal season from this group. The amount of adversity, the amount of times their will was tested. They never quit. They were relentless in their pursuit. They fell in love with the process. And then one more thing that I tweeted out because I mean, this is truly how I feel, but I wanted to kind of articulate it and write it down. What I learned from my father, who taught me how to be a sports fan, taught me about sports and what it means to be a sports fan, is that sports is always a metaphor to life for me, right? Because at the end of the day, you can never take it too seriously, right? It's just sports. Like, it's other guys playing a child's game. So I never try to take it too seriously as much as I do love it. And it's a form of entertainment. Always, like, I know that in the back of my head. But that said, there are many great life lessons you can learn from sports, and no team has exemplified that more than this 2023-24 New York Knicks team. The will, the grit, fighting through adversity over and over and over again. Think about the night of the trade and that adversity, and then the new guys coming in, how well it went, and then them getting hurt, and then them coming back and getting hurt again. Playing for each other. They love each other. It goes back to the college days with DiVincenzo and Brunson and Hart, how much they love each other. It's never about the individual. Think about the humility. Every single person looking out for the other person, the hard work they put in every single day. JJ said it, they fell in love with the process. They loved the work. They cared about the work as much as the results. And it goes on and on, what you can learn from this team that you can take to your daily life. I honestly think that. And I'm so proud of these guys. I'm so happy I got to watch them every night this year. And while I would have loved to a championship, who doesn't? We want every season as sports fans to end in a championship. I wouldn't trade the last 7 months of having the honor and pleasure to watch this team. I wouldn't trade that for anything. And so I love this New York Knicks team. 2023-24 New York Knicks. Brunson, Hart, Tibbs. I can't wait for next year. I'm excited. So it's sad today. It's frustrating, but I feel like we got everything we possibly could have out of this team, and that's something that's all we can ask for. That said, let's freaking go Rangers, Chris Kreider. You're all we have left, right there. That's not Chris, but last time the Rangers won a cup. All right, I'll see you guys. We'll talk baseball, I guess. We'll continue to talk hockey. We'll talk baseball. Until next time, like, subscribe, share the podcast. Appreciate everyone. See ya.